You want change, you got change. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Change the F Up. We are back after almost, I want to say about a full week of time off of just, getting things straightened out. But we're finally here. It's a lovely Friday. I am Nate the Effing Great, joined here by who I think is probably one of the best Meowth impersonators of all time, that being Victory Bell. How's it going?
Their little Team Rocket thing, and I was not ready.
But you had about, a minute to just prep your voice, but...
Yeah, I wasn't really going to do it, but after they did it so well, I was like, oh, I have to.
Photo Bomb, Audio Bomb by Victory Bell. So, of course, you guys, before we get into the topic at hand, unfortunately, this past week we did lose quite possibly one of the best entertainers in the world today, that being TV's Adam West. From Family Guy's Mayor to the original Batman. Honestly, this is one of those things that a lot of people don't know about, but he is definitely one of those guys who's going to be very sorely missed. Thoughts and prayers go out to the West family. I got a chance to actually watch a little bit of the original Batman, and oh my gosh, how did I not watch this sooner? A lot of this stuff I really enjoyed. I could see why a lot of people really highlight Adam West as the greatest Batman of all time, but your thoughts?
That's super sad. I met Adam West once at a Wizard World in Chicago probably 4 or 5 years ago. He's just a nice guy, and he's hilarious. And I mean, he took his role as Batman in the most humorous way he could, because back in the day it was just the pow, pam, wow. And it was the corniest stuff that everyone loved to watch. And his chemistry with the Catwoman has always been how everybody sees Catwoman in the future. Batman and Catwoman might have a thing, who knows? I just thought it was really cool too that LA decided to, have the bat signal up. I think it was last night and the night before, but the bat signal's been up in downtown LA to honor Adam West, and that's just awesome. It's cool how these pop culture figures that are considered just super nerdy is now, everybody's kind of taking effect to it, and everybody's, honoring it and knowing that it was a big part of everyone. It was a big part of all of our culture is Batman, and Adam West was the first to bring him to life. So
yeah,
kudos to you, Adam West. We'll miss you.
Definitely. One of the things that I definitely noticed with Adam West, comparing his early works with Batman and comparing his later works with, Family Guy, doing voiceovers and stuff like that, I even remember he was actually still part of my childhood. I remember watching Fairly Odd Parents, and he was he was just did a bunch of cameos, and he was Catman, which was honestly one of the most ridiculous superheroes. And then again, Fairly Odd Parents was one of the most ridiculous TV shows of all time. And so it kind of fit the bill, but ever since, he was Batman, he definitely had a charm about him that could definitely not be matched. And whether he was, just being Bruce Wayne or just being that semi-psychotic sort of out there mayor from Family Guy, he always had this charm about him that really was very hard to not just look at him and think, I hate this guy. And it was more just, it's you can't hate this guy. There's nothing that, he could do that can make you think oh, wow, this person deserves, basically to have, asteroids falling on it. No, it's one of those things where it's oh, so he stabbed a person. But yet somehow I still like him. Why is that? I don't understand it. But maybe that's just the charm of Family Guy, but I think that's more the charm that Adams brings to the table. Everything that he did, just really, I loved every single bit of it. Anything that he did, I always found humorous. Adam West is definitely going to be sorely missed. He's definitely one of those dark horses that a lot of people don't really appreciate until he's gone. It's wow. And he did so much. There was a picture of all the voiceovers and stuff that he did. And it's man, he did a lot more than a lot of people give him credit for. So Adam West, definitely going to miss you, man. I'm actually going to be doing some more things on the show where I'm probably going to pay homage to him. Instead of saying exactly, I'm just going to say the word precisely, because somehow he should have trademarked that word. He just somehow knew how to say that word just perfectly. Every single time he said precisely, it's dude, why didn't you just trademark that? You're the only one that could actually make that word just perfect. So that's going to be my little homage to Adam West. But all right, so we're going to move on from that. It's going to be very hard to move on from that, but we finally get to talk about Wonder Woman, and when I say we, I mean myself and Victory Bell. A lot of people that may remember, back at OhanaCon, I actually got the chance to talk about Wonder Woman with our friend Sarah as well as Evan, and they brought in a lot of good stuff in there, but I also really wanted to talk about Wonder Woman with my co-host, because honestly, this is our deal. We talk about stuff, and we're like, two pizzas in a pod. I'm not going to leave her hanging. So, honestly, your initial reaction to Wonder Woman. Let's hear it.
It was great. I enjoyed it. It was a fun film, and that's kind of what I expected out of a Wonder Woman film. It was happy. There were some things that I thought was a little odd for me. I'm accepting the whole DC Universe film series is about murderers who are also superheroes. I get that now. I'll try to accept it. It's just hard for me to accept all these heroes as people who kill people. But, I mean, I guess in this day and age, that's how you gotta do it to be a superhero in DC. I don't think Marvel's people kill really often, but they had Wonder Woman kill as well in her story. And I know some people are like, well, Wonder Woman would. She's an Amazon warrior and yada yada. And I just didn't think when she came out as Wonder Woman and the embodiment of peace and love and hope and stuff, she just doesn't really show that side of her to the mortals. But she did in this film, and that was the only thing for me that was really that stood out. I was like, oh wow, okay, they had her kill. Interesting. But other than that, I don't think there was anything that I didn't have any problems with it. I understood they said all the gods were dead, so I guess that she couldn't use them to ask for power, which was another thing in the Wonder Woman comics that was usually her more quotable lines are like, Hera, give me strength, or Demeter, give me power, asking the goddesses for these gifts that she possesses. But this time she just, she is the god killer, and she I guess didn't need to anymore. So I'm fine with it. I thought it was really good. I thought it was awesome that she, kept being the strong woman that she was supposed to be. And I don't know, I don't think there's really much to complain about. It's doing well. It's got an A on the Dean's List, which is amazing. So I'm just happy that DC got one right. There we go.
I was about to say, for a long time, we've definitely mentioned that, DC has not had a good track record. I think starting from, I want to say, Dark Knight Rises or Batman vs. Superman. But this was one of those movies that I think a lot of DC fans can look at, and they can be very proud of how it was portrayed. I think Gal Gadot definitely was very well done. She portrayed Wonder Woman very well. A lot of people didn't like the fact that, she didn't really look like an Amazon, but it was one of those things for me. It was like, I understand, Wonder Woman's supposed to be this Amazon. She's supposed to be 6 foot tall. I think there was a couple points where some are saying like, well, she shouldn't be smaller than every other woman on Earth. It's like, well, she wasn't. I mean, I remember, I think one other woman that was actually highlighted, and that was the secretary of Chris Pine's character. I'm trying to remember his name.
John.
No, it wasn't John. No, it wasn't Steve either. I'm trying to remember. I thought
it's Steve Trevor.
Steve Trevor. Okay.
Sorry, I was like, this is the main guy in Wonder Woman. He's dead too. So.
Well, that should also tell you the power that this movie has. Is that we're so focused on Wonder Woman that's like, although there's also a main lead role. What was his name again? This is one of those times where it's like, wow, we're so focused on Wonder Woman that we forgot all about some of the guys that were actually part of this too. Jeez Louise. But honestly, I don't consider that really to be a bad thing, because there's been a lot of times where when it's a more male dominant roles that a lot of times the ladies are forgotten. So to have those roles kind of reversed, it's one of those things where it's like, I mean, that's okay. I mean, as long as it's not somebody majorly. Like if somebody forgets, Sylvester Stallone's character, then I'm just going to be like, how dare you? It's Sylvester Stallone. Come on. But yeah, it's just one of those things that I didn't have too much of a problem with. Some things that you mentioned, the poll, not using the goddesses as much, not really highlighting them. I can understand kind of why they wanted to do that, but at the same time, I think they could have mentioned, Aphrodite or Athena or some of the other, goddesses in there. So that way it didn't feel like, again, it was more of a male, just male only God complex. So I guess, that was just only like a minor deal. I'm trying to think of what was another one. I think that how she was portrayed, some people said that, she was kind of interested heavily on heavily on Steve Trevor in a couple of places. Guys, that's not DC's fault. If you want anybody to blame the parents and the lawyer back in the day who decided, oh, well, she's being like a strong, independent woman. She's obviously representing lesbianism. It's like, really? Really? This is one of the first women of our time. And basically you're just going to say, oh, well, she's too strong. She's too powerful. But she's obviously a lesbian. So let's just, incorporate some male roles in there as well. It's like, no. She's strong and independent because that's how she was born. That's how she was raised. Come on, just why? But, thankfully Diana Prince definitely survived that aura, and, having some male love interest didn't definitely slow her down in the least bit.
Yeah.
Well, I was expecting a lot more than that, but...
Oh my God. Yeah. I mean, that's her love interest. I like having love interest in anything, I know. So I enjoy that Wonder Woman also has a love interest. And obviously, it sounds like they're going to go with more of the new DC, I'm hoping, and possibly kill off Lois Lane and have Wonder Woman and Superman do their dirty deed. I think that would be awesome, because that's kind of what the new DC or the new 52s did. And I mean, it's sad that all the little humans that used to really be involved in these stories are now going to be probably dying off. But it makes sense to me. I don't think that it's the worst idea. I enjoyed Superman and Wonder Woman doing the dirty. I like that a lot. They're two extreme superheroes. So I mean, if there's gonna be a man for Wonder Woman, I would choose Superman.
Not to sound like a weirdo, but are you one of those people that has looked up Wonder Woman, Superman fanfics and erotica?
No.
Okay.
The comics, maybe, but
okay.
the comics are good.
Okay. Because when you said do the dirty deed, I'm like, oh gosh, how deep is she in on this? So it's like, okay, there's a little bit of a relief. So,
when characters are over the age of 18 and they get together, I'm gonna guess that they have sex. So.
Well, you never know. I mean, was it like Steve Rogers, Captain America? We're not quite sure that he's really had sex yet, so he's probably the exception to the rule. So,
yeah, maybe.
I don't know. That's just from what I've seen from Captain America as well as Winter Soldier. It's just one of the things where it's like, oh, well, he's just done kissing. Okay, well, it is what it is. But I mean, if you compare him to Deadpool, then obviously, well, that's going in a polar opposite there. Steve Rogers is a little bit more of the, clean cut, do everything right by the book kind of deal. And Deadpool's just, he does everything that he just feels is right, which is not always the right thing. I mean, he runs over a guy with a Zamboni, so what do you expect? So with that thought of, Lois Lane getting killed off, that is going to really probably, I don't know if it's going to piss off a lot of people, but it may in fact upset a lot of people that, they kill off Amy Adams, because, Amy Adams is a great actress. As far as, how she's done as Lois Lane, maybe you have more knowledge about it than I do. I think she's done okay, to say the least. I don't think that's reached a point where it's like, just kill her off. But I don't know. How do you feel like Amy Adams is doing as Lois?
She's kind of annoying, but
So kill her off.
I don't know. I think that they already set her up to die. I mean, they haven't made her a role that I care about. So, I'm pretty sure she should die soon. And not the actress, but the role of Lois, I don't think they really have made her as essential as she was in the Superman comics and in the Superman series and anything. Like, Lois was the muse. Lois was one of the reasons why he wanted to save all humanity, and he always keeps going back to her, and it just wasn't a big deal in Superman Man of Steel. To me, Lois was not a big deal at all. It seemed more like he was, let's destroy a whole city with Zod. And then in the other one, it was like, I was like, okay, why is Lois even in this? Just to cry and moan about things? Is that what she's supposed to do? Like, she's supposed to be this strong reporter who literally does everything on her own, and she doesn't even see Clark Kent ever. But they ruined that instantly in the first one when she knew he's Superman. So it's like, oh, all that cool, fun sexual tension and awkward moments of him pretending not to be Superman is gone. So the Lois Lane, whatever romantic substance you got from their connection was already kind of dead. Once she knows he's obviously Superman in the first initial meeting of Superman and Lois, to me it's just not there anymore. The romance, the reason that you kind of get drawn to Lois and Clark isn't there. So I just instantly kind of moved on and was like, all right, they're going to kill Superman. Cool. They're killing him. He's going to come back in Justice League, obviously. Everybody knows Superman comes back. And then they most likely will... I don't know if they're going to end Lois right away, but I think they're going to show some sort of tension with Wonder Woman and Superman. I think that would make me happy. Because I don't like the whole Batman, Wonder Woman saga that some people are like, oh, but Batman and Wonder Woman are the best. I'm like, no, Batman, they don't have the same perspective on anything. That's not going to happen. And we know why it doesn't happen, because he's kind of a solo lone wolf guy who hangs out with these other superhumans because it's a necessity for Earth. No, because he wants to keep an eye on them. Because that's his neurotic self, and that's why a lot of people really like Batman. But I could see them, flirting with the idea of Wonder Woman and Superman already getting together. And if Lois does die, I just don't know how big of a deal they're going to make of it, because as of right now, they can't make that huge of a deal. And if Lois dying was a huge deal in the Superman comics. It almost sent him off the edge, and that's another reason why sometimes, like, in different lores and different, retellings of Superman, like, he turns evil once Lois is dead because he doesn't care anymore. He doesn't believe in humanity anymore. And those are some of the best stories DC has ever made. So it's like, oh, we like when Superman kind of flirts with the dark side, because then he becomes a little more fun, a little more likable because he's broken, versus being the Superman we all know that can't be touched and can't be flawed morally. But I already think they kind of have a few chips in the Man of Steel and Henry Cavill's version of Superman. He is already killed. Again, that's what DC's liking to do. Batman's a murderer, Superman's a murderer, Wonder Woman's a murderer. Can't wait to see what Aquaman and the Flash do. Aquaman's just going to be killing everybody. He won't give no shits. But yeah, I think if they kill off Lois, that would probably be the right choice. I just don't know if it's going to be synchronized because of how much I really just don't care about her in the stories right now.
Right. And you actually hit something that I wanted to touch base about. During the previews for before Wonder Woman, they actually did show a trailer for the new Justice League movie. And amongst the people that they've put on there, Batman, Wonder Woman, you mentioned Aquaman, as well as Flash. Another person that they've really highlighted on there that was from Teen Titans, that being Cyborg is going to be a part of that too. That's going to be very interesting to see how that goes. Yeah. Your thoughts on that trailer?
Oh yeah, I don't know.
Oh boy.
It looks like they threw in like, let's make this trailer look like a bunch of fun, and that scares me because DC has done this in the past, and I've heard already things about the Justice League that has been coming out, the fact that Zack Snyder was the director again, who directed a few of the other bombs that DC has done. Not saying that I blame the guy for it, but I don't necessarily enjoy his storytelling and how he portrays these DC characters as being so broody, so dark, so disconnected from humanity. I just don't want to see all that again. If I see Batman's parents die one more time, I am gonna flip a shit. I do not. If he puts Batman parents dying in this film, I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna walk up and leave. But I am excited to see if possibly Josh Whedon can maybe save some of it, because he is getting to, kind of remaster a little bit, do a little bit of reshoots. I don't think there's really much he should do or really much he can do with just that amount of power. But I don't know if we have any updates. I haven't really looked it up about the directing and stuff for that movie, but it goes to show you, writing and directing is literally the blood and bones of any movie. No matter how good your actors are, how good they look to be the parts and stuff, and how good they play the roles. I mean, if they're saying stupid stuff, I'm not going to like it.
Right.
And Zack Snyder did write some of Wonder Woman, and I was fine with it. I didn't really notice anything that I truly didn't like, but you could kind of tell it was a male voice writing for Wonder Woman. Not saying that she wasn't created by a male, because she was. But I did at least respect that the director was a female and kind of really made her seem as strong as possible. I think that just from that little trailer that we saw, the Justice League, that they're really kind of riding on Wonder Woman. I think they knew that Wonder Woman was going to be a good movie. From what I saw in the trailers and what I was talking to you guys about constantly throughout the year before Wonder Woman came out, I had a good feeling about Wonder Woman. I don't have a good feeling about Justice League, but I do see that they're trying to make it kind of like Wonder Woman's the leader, and that could be interesting. That could be good, since she's done so well, and her character has been doing so well. And when you think about all of those characters, I do see her being the strongest out of all of those. I mean, without Superman, she is the strongest member of the Justice League. So I could see them, rallying around her power. Still haven't seen her fly yet. I feel like she didn't really fly in the movie. She was like hovering for a second. You're kind of like, is she flying? You're like, oh no, she's just whipping someone to the ground. Maybe inertia? I don't know. What the heck is that? I want to see her fly. Come on, let's let her have her powers. But yeah, I don't know about the Justice League. I'm excited for Jason Momoa being Aquaman. He's like one of my favorite actors. He's a gorgeous guy, and he's gonna do. I'm excited just to see the take of him being more of like a tribal, feral like guy versus the blonde-haired, blue-eyed, all-American man suddenly in the depths of the ocean. Like, how did he get there? You know what I mean? Like blonde hair, blue-eyed guy, just tanning on the beach. That's all he's doing. I think the Flash character, I forget the actor, but he's kind of like a creepier looking actor for me, personally. I think it might be interesting. I don't really see Barry Allen as like too much of a lip guy, if you know what I mean, like being a little like Spider-Man-y, Deadpool-y, but I think they're kind of turning him into being like that. I mean, he has his jokes, but he's more like nerdy to me. Like, so he like says stuff that you're kind of like, that's not that funny. That's just more like geeky to say. But it sounds like they're trying to make him being like the witty guy, and I'm cool with that. I want a witty guy. And Batman, I enjoyed Batman. I enjoyed Ben Affleck's version of Batman, besides the fact that he was a murderer. And then Cyborg, we didn't really see much of Cyborg. I know people were saying stuff about, like, it kind of looks like they're trying to make him like Iron Man. And I'm like, I don't think he's really like Iron Man. He is a guy who relies on technology because he's basically 75% technology. And he has been in most of the Justice League stuff has Cyborg in it. So I'm excited that they're adding Cyborg to their, list of members that they started with. I don't know. I think I'll enjoy the fact that all these superheroes are coming together, but I don't think it's going to be a great movie.
Well, we'll just have to wait and see. I thought that from the trailer's perspective, it looked good. But, of course, a lot of times when we see good trailers, that usually can lead up to, better expectations or just complete flops. And I'm hoping that, obviously, like we mentioned, it's probably not going to do as good as Wonder Woman did, but we're hoping that at least it has a fair chance of surviving. I mean, this is one of the first few times that, DC's finally bringing in all of these heroes to just one major movie. And obviously, they're going to have a lot of stiff competition next year because that's when Infinity War starts for Marvel. And that's going to be, wow, honestly. So we're just about wrapping up on time right now. Trying to think of anything else that we could discuss for maybe like the last 3 minutes. You get a chance to see that new Black Panther trailer that came out?
I did. It looked awesome. I'm really excited about that. When I posted it to my page, I basically was like, this is what I'm looking for out of this movie, is to see the lifestyle, to see the other kind of heroic people that come out of Uganda and stuff like that. Or I'm pretty sure I said that right. But yeah, it looked really cool. It looks like I'm not for sure if they're following the timeline or if this movie is before the stuff happened. Most likely they're following the timeline because Marvel likes to actually do that. But I think it looks really cool. I think it's going to just explain a lot of stuff. And I don't remember, does that come out before Infinity War?
Yeah, I think it's coming out either before or after Thor Ragnarok, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. Thor Ragnarok comes out in November.
Correct. I think it's coming out before, if I'm not mistaken.
Really?
I think so. I had a list here. I'll double check really quick before we do.
I think that it comes out in 2018.
Maybe it is, but why would they? Never mind. I was about to say, why would they show the trailer now if it's coming out in 2018? If it's not coming out sometime this year, but I could be wrong. I mean, they're already doing Deadpool teaser, trailers, and I already watched an extended version. And I thought that was just funny, where he, what was it? Nope, that's the wrong link. No, this is the right one. This is the right one. Okay. Okay, so it is going to be released in February. So okay, it is next year. So.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's less than a year away.
Yeah, that does make more sense now.
Yeah, but the year changes. Yeah. So yeah, so it is before Infinity War. So I'm guessing that it's definitely within the timeline, and I'm pretty sure there's probably some sort of Infinity Stone in his home country. because we haven't found all the Infinity Stones yet, and I know that they have to before Infinity War. So,
Yeah.
so I'm getting the Thor Ragnarok probably has one, and then I'm guessing that he has one as well.
Yeah. Infinity War comes out on May 4th next year, so 3 months after Black Panther, basically.
It's crazy.
Yeah, we are in for a fun year next year, and oh jeez Louise, they've already got on Wikipedia, they've already got like basically the starring people that are on here: Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans, Chris Pratt, oh my gosh, Samuel L. Jackson, Vin Diesel, Dave Bautista, Scarlett Johansson. There's just so many people that a lot of people are going to be very familiar with, and they've only got about how many movies left before that comes out? Let's see, they got Spider-Man Homecoming, they got Thor Ragnarok, now they got Black Panther. Was there one more possibly in there? I thought there was, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, there's not going to be another Iron Man. There's not going to be another Captain America. I don't think so. That might be it for introductory movies before Infinity Wars. Because Guardian of the Galaxy was before it too, Volume 2.
Yeah,
so maybe that's why you're thinking that there was another one.
Maybe. But yeah, all I could say about Black Panther is I'm going to go in with the same mindset as I would with Doctor Strange as well as Guardians of the Galaxy, probably having very little to no knowledge of this. And, more than likely I'm going to be walking out pretty impressed here thinking, Black Panther is amazing, or just one of those things where it's like, hey, it was a fantastic movie, because Marvel, again, knows how to create some really good movie moments. Oh boy, this is going to be just absolutely an amazing year. But we are just about out of time, folks. So before we do that, before we have our final send-offs, Victory Bell, do you have anything special going on this weekend?
Yeah, this weekend I'm going out to St. Louis for MightyCon St. Louis, or St. Louis Comic-Con. It's going to be Saturday and Sunday. I'll be out there, and we're also hosting a Wonder Bash at 212 Nightclub in St. Charles, Missouri, to just, celebrate the fact that this is a 2-day con, and we're going to all go out, have a good time Saturday night, then go back to work Sunday. So it should be fun. I feel bad I'm missing Father's Day, though. Oh, I didn't know it was on Father's Day, and it's just kind of sad, but well, I'll celebrate with my dad another time.
Well, I think that he understands from what I've seen. He's been very understanding of your what you've been wanting to do. So, all honesty, I think he'd be more, as long as you say Happy Father's Day to him, I think he can forgive you this one time.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah, this weekend, of course, going to be crazy for me. I got brother's wedding going on tomorrow. That's going to be insane. Money in the Bank for Elite Ringside Network on Sunday. Definitely going to be, can't miss you guys, because we got live reactions going on. Of course, if you're in the St. Louis area, go check out Victory Bell. If you don't have a chance to check her out in St. Louis for the St. Louis MightyCon, you can check her out on her Facebook fan page on facebook.com/VictoriBelleCosplay, which is also her Instagram handle. Check her out on Twitter at VictoryClark04, myself at Nate Effing Great on Twitter, and I'm trying to think here. Also our fan page, Change the F Up 1776, so sure to give us a like and be sure to, post up some discussions. We'd love to hear from you guys. Maybe next week we'll even get a chance to answer some questions that you guys might have, because last time we did that was pretty awesome. Final thoughts, whether concerning Wonder Woman or movies throughout the year?
No, I mean, I enjoyed Wonder Woman, and I can't wait to see more of her and see what they do. I'm excited.
It's going to be a crazy year. Maybe I should ask this. Any planned characters that will be making an appearance at this MightyCon in St. Louis?
Yeah. So I'm probably going to be doing a version of Wonder Woman. I'm more likely doing her princess look more on Saturday. It is the Wonder Bash. I want to be Wonder Woman in some sense. But I've just been Wonder Woman battle armor like so many times this year that I'm trying to mix it up. And then I might bring out one of the deadly sins for Sunday.
Yeah, because Sloth was a big hit over at OhanaCon, I could tell you that right now.
Sloth is always fun, but Sloth has to stay home this time. I've been her too often. She's fun.
All right, so wrapping up, you guys, I am Nate the Effing Great here with Victory Bell for Change the F Up, and Victory Bell for all the times that you have been on this show. Thank you so much. I definitely do appreciate all the time that you put into this and all the time that you've done promoting this. And again, least I can do is just, promote you, promote all this stuff. Like I've said, you guys, if you haven't checked out her stuff, checked out her works, whether it's the 7 Deadly Sins, whether it's her Wonder Woman, whether it's even her Maleficent, go check them out. Very awesome, and do not be afraid to go say hi to her at St. Louis. She's not one of those people that's going to bite, at least not hard. I mean, I've still got scars from the last time, but still. So we're going to actually end the show by playing a song from Eric Stewart Band. Eric Stewart, who we got the chance to meet a couple weekends ago. Just great voice actor. For a lot of you that know him as James, as Kaiba, as Brock, definitely very talented. But he's also very good as a singer. His band is absolutely amazing. I've gotten a chance to listen to his new album that came out, Barbed Wire and oh my gosh, Lipstick and Barbed Wire. That's right. So go check that out. Is available on iTunes as well as in CD stores all over. So go check that out, you guys. My mission is clear that I'm going to be owning every single one of these albums. So a lot of times when we end the show, I'm going to play a song promoting his band and promoting his stuff. So enjoy this. You definitely do not want to miss out. So for Victory Bell, I'm Nate the Effing Great. Have a good week, and we will see you in a couple days.
I understand, but I need to confess, I try, but I can't seem to get you off my mind. You gotta know this time it's real. Too long, it's been too long living lonely. My love can change that. Too long, it's been too long living lonely. My love can change that. Don't mean to be brazen and bold, but it's high time you moved on. I'm gonna tell you what should be told, that I'm a man you can depend on. Why I find the only ways to make you mine. It's time you learned how true love feels. Too long, it's been too long living lonely. My love can change that. Too long, it's been too long living lonely. My love can change that. My love can change that. My love can change that. I try, but I can't seem to get you off my mind. You gotta know this time it's real. Too long, it's been too long living lonely. My love can change that. Too long, it's been too long living